Hi. Welcome back to the Tomarosa. Fall is here, or maybe early winter.
I'm going to go with early winter, and it's definitely unseasonal.
And so today we thought we'd give you an update on how the animals are doing and some of the other stuff we're doing other than just building the barn. So here we go. This summer, the lawn we planted came in very well. Very happy about that. These are our raspberries we started. They will hopefully produce something next year. Our garden produced a lot this year. Obviously frost has hit it. And so it is definitely done skis for the year. We got a lot of tomatoes, zucchini, some cucumbers, strawberries, green beans, potatoes, and herbs. Looking forward to building on that success next year. Today I have a lovely assistant modeling how we're going to do our soil test. We have our soil test probe, just goes in the ground. We do about 6 inches deep. Gives us up a plug. We get a good smattering of plugs for whatever we're testing. Mix it all together, send it to a company, and then they send us back a soil test result. We do that about at least every 2 years. Now that we're dairying, we'll be doing it every year in the fall. And that is one of the things we're doing this fall on the farm. There you have it. We have our first soil sample. We're going to do a sample for 2 different fields, and then we just mail them in and wait for the results to come via email. And through the magic of editing, here are the results. We are low in nitrogen, boron, and sulfur, which is what we've always known on our farm. Working on improving that with the cows, and we do have some boron and sulfur we can spread. A lot of you have asked what's been going on with the quail. They are still in the quail hut. Quail hut has served me well. I still have electric fencing around it, which has kept any predator out this year, which is wonderful. Here are my 3 females and my 1 male. I have them separated right now because the male was being a little aggressive with them, and I wanted to try to see if I could get them to start laying some eggs. I do know I need to harvest that 1 male and put in a light so that they will start laying eggs. I've also ordered 12 more hatching eggs. I hope to get a couple more female to get through the winter. Otherwise, we are going to move the quail hut into the barn so that that's where it'll be for the winter once we get a roof on. And that's where I'm at right now with my quail. The one thing that did work great that I learned this year was using a broody chicken hen to raise the quail. That way they were kept warm and knew how to find things. I didn't have to mess with a heat lamp, and they were just very content. After about 4 or 5 weeks though, they started wanting to sleep on their own, and the broody hen didn't have as much influence. But definitely the beginning weeks, that was a great way to go with raising a couple of quail chicks. So here they are. Some eggs came today. In the mail, I ordered a dozen. And they're in this little container here. Let's see what they look like. Okay, so far so good. Oh, I don't know about that one. Alright, so I'm going to put them in the incubator. Two of the eggs were broke, so I have 10 in the incubator, and now we just wait about 17 days, and hopefully I'll have some more chicks and some females to get through the winter. We're going to be testing our cows today, one for minerals and the other is going to be a pregnancy test. The pregnancy test checks a protein in the blood that is produced only by the placenta. So if they have that protein, it should mean that they have a pregnancy. We are hoping that at least 3 of them are pregnant. We did have to rebreed Carnation. She had 2 very definitive heats, and so we just rebred her yesterday. Pretty sure she was not pregnant. The other 3, I'm really hoping are already pregnant, and then they should calve in April and May. If Carnation gets pregnant this last time, she will be calving, I think, in July. But that's how it goes. So let's see what's happening and get going on these blood tests. So we have all of our blood work. We have these samples going to WSU to test for minerals because they'd previously been low in selenium and copper. And then the other samples are going to another company, and they test a protein to check to see if the heifers are pregnant. And yay! Both Buttercup and Rose are pregnant. Daisy is still open, and of course Carnation we're not sure about. I also got the blood tests for the minerals, and the copper and the selenium are still low. I did change to a chelated loose mineral, and I had high hopes for that. A forage test showed that our copper level was good in our forage, so now I'm thinking that it's high iron and sometimes high sulfur in our water that is binding the copper. Low copper can decrease the immune system, lead to fertility problems. It can also cause a change in the color of the coat and hair loss and depigmentation around the eyes. I'm concerned about this and am thinking now we are going to do a injectable mineral, and then when we get the dairy built, we are going to have an iron filter, which hopefully will remove that as an issue. Whew, so that's what we've been up to now at the end of the summer, moving into fall. It's October. We've had good success this year with our crops and our animals. We're very excited about that.
And only a few more days of grazing, really. Definitely by the end of this month it'll be done, so it'll be time to start feeding hay.
And hopefully as we get further into the fall, we will have the roof on the barn and we can start using it full time. So stay tuned on the Tom Rosa, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.